A heavy legacy remembering 1619. August 20th, 1619. A date etched in the soul of America. It marks the arrival of the first enslaved Africans in Jamestown, Virginia. Imagine a ship, weathered and worn, arriving on these shores. On board, not adventurers, but souls stolen from their homeland. This was the beginning of a dark chapter, a period of forced labor, brutality, and the denial of basic human rights. We must remember this date not to dwell in the past but to understand the present. The legacy of slavery casts a long shadow. It's in our institutions, our laws, and even in our own hearts. The fight for freedom, for equality, began on that day and continues today. It's a fight our ancestors waged with blood, sweat, and tears. They endured unimaginable hardship, yet their spirits remained unbroken. They yearned for a better tomorrow, for themselves and for generations to come. As we reflect on this history, we must ask ourselves, are we honoring their sacrifices? Are we living up to the ideals of freedom and justice for all? Breaking the chains, the long road to 1865. The road to freedom was long and arduous. For centuries, enslaved Africans fought for their liberation. Every day was a struggle against a system designed to oppress and dehumanize. But amidst the suffering, hope flickered. Abolitionists, both black and white, spoke out against the horrors of slavery. They risked their lives and livelihoods, driven by the belief that all humans are created equal. The fight culminated in the Civil War, a nation divided against itself. Finally, on December 18, 1865, the 13th Amendment was ratified, abolishing slavery in America. It was a momentous occasion, a triumph over injustice. But the fight was far from over. Though the chains were broken, the scars of slavery remained. The journey towards true equality had just begun. Freedom's promise, a time for reflection. Freedom, it's a word we often take for granted, but for those who were denied it, it held the promise of a new dawn. It meant the right to live, to love, to dream without chains. Today, as we stand on the shoulders of giants, we must ask ourselves, are we truly free? Are we free from the shackles of ignorance, of prejudice, of self-doubt? Are we free to reach our full potential, to contribute to our communities, to make a difference in the world? Freedom is not just a gift, it's a responsibility. It's a call to action, a challenge to be better, to do better. Parallel journeys, shared experiences, different paths. The struggle for freedom is not unique to any one group. History is filled with stories of resilience and triumph over adversity. Consider the journey of the Jewish people, who endured the horrors of the Holocaust. Both African Americans and Jewish people emerged from these experiences with a deep understanding of the fragility of freedom. They understood the importance of community, of education, of preserving their heritage. Yet, their paths diverged. One group, despite facing systemic racism and discrimination, found strength in faith, family, and a commitment to education. The other, while making strides, still grapples with the legacy of slavery and its impact on social and economic mobility. These parallels offer valuable lessons. They remind us that while the fight for equality may take different forms, the core principles remain the same.